Hello, today we're going to be replacing the upper grill. This one happens to include LEDs, DRL, and I'm going to go step by step because the instructions that it came with are very difficult and actually not correct. As far as tools, you're going to need an 8mm. They say deep socket. I don't think, for what I saw, it might need it. A 10mm. Of course, not as long as this, but you need an extension. Of course, you're going to need a racket, and they say you're going to need a wire crimper. I'm going to try to do it without that. And you're also going to need a screwdriver, or of course a drill like this would be a lot easier. And then something to make it easier to pop out what I'm going to show you now. This tool works okay for me. A flathead screwdriver would work, and even though they sell a tool specially for it to avoid damaging them. But you're going to see there are several of these. I haven't counted them yet. So as you look at it, you got the inlet here to your air filter. So you're going to remove these two here, and then this will lift up. You're going to be able to remove every other single one that attaches to this. Again, these are really easy. Just pull up on them. See, these two are different. This is what you're working with on these here, and then this will come out also. That bottom part will come out afterwards. Okay, of this type, which is here, there's 5 of those only. And then now we're going to remove the ones with the flat top. And again, I'm using a paint can lid remover. Works fine for me. A flathead screwdriver, or they make a special tool for that. Okay, of these here you have 14. If you look close, you'll see a little gouge in there. You can stick your tool in there to help you gently lift these up. I mean, try not to bend them all up. They should come out very easy. So after this is, as you can see here, compared to the size of my finger, up that much, then the same thing. You have another opening right there. Stick something in there, and it comes right out. Again, 14 of those. This is what you'll have after that. Next, we have 10 millimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4 to remove. Next, you'll have 2 of these, one on each side, which look like this. If I can focus. Okay, pull straight out. Okay, next you're going to remove this lower part here. Look at your lights. It comes apart here. If you have a fender flare, as I do, then you should have 2 bolts right there, 7mm. If not, you should be able just to see the 7mm. See if I can show you there. That's what you're working with. And then just gently pull this part out on both sides. Okay, next, after you removed those 7mm bolts on each side that I told you about, it's how can I say this? I mean, sort of, don't be afraid to pull. You're gonna pull this way towards you gently. I started on one side, pulled till about here, then started on the other side and pulled till about there, then eventually the middle. So you know, here, as you're pulling here, see this? So you know it's being grabbed from the top. So I would recommend, if as you can, push a little bit down on these that are on the top. Okay, there are the clips, so you can see where they're being attached. Then as you get here, there's several different ones. These here, the white ones there, are like in the middle going out. Okay, so they're going in here, here, and here, and they continue. So you're pretty much, again, pulling towards you. So you can see there, I don't know if you want to pause it, but pretty easy. Okay, just pull it, again, straight out. And then the next step, after you take this off, it's going to be, you're going to remove on each side this bolt. You don't have to remove all of those, just that one there. So now, after removing these 8mm bolts, one on each side, next, make sure you disconnect the harness here from the grill. Depending on the year, you may have 1 or 2. And next, you're going to pull the grill straight out towards you. Okay, as I said, you just pull it out towards you. The way it worked out, I pulled it out roughly, let's say this, which goes here, came out to approximately here. There was a little distance. And then, because there's a rubber, if I can show you hopefully here, on the bottom, here we go. This here, I noticed at the end, all I have to do was lift up, you know, the front a little bit because it was hitting here. So at the end, when you notice after moving forward a couple of inches, you see that it doesn't come out, just lift here on the front a little bit to clear that. Again, if you're having issues pulling it out, let me show you. There's going to be something that goes in there, which is just to help you guide it in. Again, remember the rubber gasket in the bottom, you need to lift up. And if you removed all those bolts and fasteners that I showed you, it should come out easily. Again, here, see how that's designed. That's how you figure out it's catching from the bottom there. And I would say that's pretty much it so far. Okay, next you're going to remove these as the other ones at the beginning. Right here, look where you are. You're going to remove all of these here. Okay, so after removing these 8 from right here, now you can see that. Now you're going to be able to remove or separate one part from the other. Okay, next, had to remove these 4 nuts right here, what you see here. Okay, but the bolt on all 4 of them was turning. So what I had to do is stick a screwdriver. I mean, just anything you can stick here. This also worked, and turn it. So basically what you're doing is you're trying to grab this, because as you see, very stupidly, I haven't looked in there yet, look how this is. So this turns, so there was no way to take it out. Also, you will remove one here. Oops, there's one in there. And then what they don't say in the instructions, this right here, these tabs here are also holding it. So what I had to do is push here while somebody else pulled up in order to remove this without breaking anything. Okay, on the previous 4 bolts that I was telling you about that kept turning, found out what it is. They all strangely were not attached here properly. So the way they go, it's in here, and that little plastic is where that is attached to. Of course, when you tighten this enough here to the plastic, then you should be able to turn it. So that was not from factory installed correctly. Next, you're going to have 3, I believe, 10 millimeters nuts here. There's little things that look like nuts right there. There's 3 of them. That's what you're working with. That's for your emblem, if you're going to use the same emblem. If you decide, like this person, that, oh, now I want the black one, imagine how much work all you just had to do up to now to replace the emblems. So I would say, if you want the black one, I would stop what you're doing now and order it, and you know, to put it all back together, because if not, as you saw, it's a lot of work, even though they say it's not a lot of work, 1 to 2 hours. But of course, I'm getting delayed with the video also. Okay, next, grab your new grill front, and this, really easy, 2 holes there, 2 holes there, that goes on. Then grab your emblem, same thing. Oops, upside down. Okay, so after you tightened these up for the Ford emblem, you want to go ahead and put your lights on right there and attach them with the small screws that came in the kit. Doesn't say on the instructions, but I would say look to see on which side of the vehicle your connection would go, left or right. I notice on this one the fuse box is on the left, so of course I'm looking here at the vehicle facing forward, so this would be the left side. So I would put the left here so you have more room to go ahead and reach it. Next, you want to go ahead and grab these brackets. They're labeled. You see left side, of course, left side, and right side, of course, right side, and then tighten these up. 4 screws that also came with the kit. Okay, so again, left, left, and left. Put this here with the screws, the short, thicker screws. And for here, I notice here on the top, it looks like it doesn't even belong here because this doesn't go in there as easily as this does on both sides. So very weird how both of these, the parts were incorrectly made, or I don't know what happened, that both sides, it's difficult to get that in. So you got 4 here and you have 4 here. And again, right, right, right. Very, very easy. Then go ahead and put these in. These, if it was like mine, it's loose. So the thing is to tighten this onto this plastic while it's on there. So you could do it either by grabbing this with some small channel locks or vice grips, or you could put two nuts here, one on top of the other. Put one to go in a little bit, and then the other one will lock onto that, and you could also do it that way.